Using partitioning for addition can sometimes seem a little long-winded, but for many children it's a great help getting them to understand what's happening to the numbers when they move on to the more formal column method. When we're partitioning, we're just separating out the place value of each number. So 43 here, for example, is 4 10s and 3 1s. So I've put the 10s in blue and the 1s in green. Likewise with 25, we have 2 10s in blue and 5 1s in green. We start off by adding the 1s, and whatever that comes to will go in the first row beneath the problem. 3 add 5 is 8, so we're going to put 8 in that row to show that's what the 1s come to in total. Moving on to the 10s, it looks as if we're adding 4 and 2. What we actually have here is 40 add 20. If we know that 4 and 2 is 6, then 40 add 20 is 60. So the 10s here come to a total of 60. And make sure when you put each of the digits of your number in, you put the digit beneath the correct column for its place value. Otherwise there'll be a problem when you're adding up at the end. And when we add those together using the columns, there's just 8 in the 1s column and 6 in the 10s column. So the total is 68. Have a go at this one. Pause the video if you need a moment to do this. Starting with the 1s, 4 add 2, which is 6, so that goes in the top row. Then we have the 10s. It looks like 5 add 3, but what you're really adding is 50 and 30. If 5 and 3 make 8, then 50 and 30 makes 80. And add those columns. 6 add nothing is 6, and then the 8. So the total is 86. This gets a little more complex, as you'll see, because the total of the 1s is going to take you into the 10s. 7 add 4, that's 11, so we're going to put all of that 11 in the 1s row. 6 and 3, which is really 60, add 30. 6 and 3 is 9, 60 and 30 is 90. So we have 90 in the 10s row. Now we add the columns. 1 add 0 is 1. 1 add 9 is 10. Because there are no other columns before that to add together, we just put in the whole of that 10. So the answer is 101. Have a go at this one and pause the video if you need time to complete it. Starting with the 1s, 6 and 5, that's 11, so we're going to put 11 in the top row for the 1s. 5 and 6, again that's 11, but remember that here we have 50 add 60. If 5 and 6 is 11, then 50 and 60 is going to be 10 times more than that, and that's 110. Now we add the columns together. 1 add 0 is 1. The next column in the middle, 1 add 1 is 2, and then the final column is just 1. So the answer is 121. We can do this with numbers in the hundreds as well, and it works exactly the same. Starting with the 1s, 7 add 3, that's 10, so we put that in the top row. In the 10s, we have 60 add 60. If we know that 6 and 6 is 12, then 60 add 60 is going to be 10 times more than 12, and that's 120. And for the hundreds, we just have 200 in there, so we can put 200 in that row. Now we add the columns again. In the 1s column, we have nothing. In the 10s column, we have 1 and 2, which is 3. And in the hundreds column, we have 1 and 2, which is 3. That's 330. Here's one for you to try. Pause the video and have a go at this. For the ones, 8 add 5, that's 13. For the tens, it's 60 add 80. We know that 6 and 8 is 14, then 60 add 80 will be 10 times more than 14, and that's 140. For the hundreds, we have 300 add 200. We know that 3 and 2 is 5, so 300 and 200 is 500. Adding those columns, in the first column we just have 3 and 2 zeros, so that's 3. In the middle column we have 1 add 4 add 0, which is 5. And in the last column we have 1 add 5, which is 6, 653. And this final one is for you to have a go at. Something a little bit different will happen at the end of this one. Pause the video, have a go. For the ones, we have 7 add 8, which is 15. For the tens, 70 add 60. If you know that 7 and 6 is 13, then 70 and 60 will be 130. For the hundreds, we have 600 add 300. 6 and 3 is 9, so 600 add 300 must be 900. Now we'll add those columns. The first column, 5 add 0 add 0 is 5. The tens column, 1 add 3 add 0, that's 4 tens. In the hundreds column, we have 1 add 9, which is 10, and 10 hundreds is 1,000, so that takes us to a new place value column, 1045.